Men taking the field for the second and final heat here at Seat at the Bar, the second of 9 events that these men will face here at the 2023 Rogue Invitational. Jeffrey Adler comes in as your overall leader after his victory last night in Texas Heavy that saw him put on a late charge on the unweighted 1 mile run to track down Yella Hosta for the 100 points. And there is Jeff Adler, who has finished third twice here at the Rogue Invitational, looking for his first ever championship, and a long way to go before we get there. Overall standings after those first event, mentioned Adler with the 100 points, Hosta finishing in second. Roman Krennikov currently sits in third. Brent Fikowski and Chandler Smith rounding out the top 5. Ricky Garrard, who has the time to beat at 6:21, sits in 8th place, and we are underway. We start with the 20 muscle-ups on that log before heading to the barbell for 5 back squats at 375 pounds.
And there we have it. We're watching athletes drop early, breaking up the work as this, just like we discussed it in Heat 1. Athletes need to meet themselves where they're at, not be tempted by going too big here, initially fatiguing their grip and their inability to execute these log muscle-ups in rounds 2 and rounds 3.
Chandler Smith and Jay Crouch, your early leaders here. Roman Krennikov also on the lead pace. It's about a rep behind, along with Jeff Adler. So tight for this first set of 20 muscle-ups on that 4-inch diameter log.
Yeah, and you'll notice even Jeff here, as he shimmies his way over top, he's using almost a one arm at a time type of technique where we call it a chicken wing. It's not as smooth to get over the top, but it works for an apparatus that's 4 inches in diameter like this log. And then you'll notice a lot of the athletes on their way down, they touch their belly and they control the descent. This allows them to keep more of their hand on top of the log and get up for the next rep.
Pat Vellner and Jeffrey Adler, 2 Canadians leading here, now a no rep for Adler on the right side of the screen. So Chandler Smith is now 3 reps shy of finishing as these men break it up this first set of 20. Pat Vellner on his final rep, and he will be the first man back to the barbell. I ran into his coach, Michelle Latondra, on my way over here to the booth, and she said, today's going to be a good day for Pat.
Hey, when your coach has those type of vibes and you're building off of momentum, then that's what you want. If you feel like it's going to be a good day, you got a good opportunity.
Well, Chandler Smith is also on to his first set of 5 back squats. Jeff Adler getting underneath the barbell, and Brent Fikowski as well. Now Lazar Jukic down in lane 10 is going to start his 5 back squats.
Sean, CrossFitters are going to watch this and identify it's hard to breathe under load, but we don't often get to experience 4-time style workouts or events with a back squat. You know, we're limited to rig space. We're getting things from the floor more often than not. These athletes are using a load that is typically a bit heavier than what they're used to seeing when they're trying to fill their bellies full of air and recover as they get to the next movement. It's a unique challenge.
Vellner and Smith, along with Adler, back to the bar for their second set now, 15 reps here. 6:21 unofficially. That's your time to beat. Belongs to Ricky Garrard. 6:20.31 unofficially. Upper right-hand part of your screen. As Jeff Adler takes a break, Pat Vellner continues to lead through 31 of these 60 total reps here in this event.
And you'll notice, folks, Jeff's chalking the bottom or the base part of his hand, almost where it connects to his wrist there. And it's because these athletes are having to utilize what's categorized as a false grip. The wrist is in a flexed position, and they're using a lot more forearm musculature to keep their hand on top of that thing as they go down and up each rep.
Top 3 men on the screen right now. Vellner on the right side, he's your leader. Chandler Smith right next to him in the middle of your screen sits in second. And Jeffrey Adler on the left, coming off that event win last night, trying to hold off Roman Krennikov and Brent Fikowski. Jay Crouch starting to work his way up into a battle for a spot inside the top 3 in this heat.
This is what makes it exciting, as we just saw Pat rattle off a set of 3. And then we're really starting to see athletes have to pivot from their original game plan and make something different happen. They have to respond to what's working best and adapt on the fly. This is competition at the highest level, and this is what makes it exciting.
Smith, Vellner both have 3 reps remaining. Now Vellner's back to work, so this will be his final rep. And Pat Vellner maintaining his lead here, heading back to the bar. Chandler Smith is now done. Jeffrey Adler is 3 reps away on the upper left-hand part of your screen from completing his second set of muscle-ups. Vellner right to work.
Yeah, and he hardly took any time. Just like we covered with Ricky in the last heat, Pat got to his platform, set his belt, and got under the bar.
Vellner is done. Now 10 reps remain for Pat Vellner on the muscle-ups, and 5 final squats are going to track down Ricky Garrard's time in the upper right-hand part of your screen. Chandler Smith is finished. Chandler Smith, a guy who last year had a great performance at the Rogue Invitational. This is his 5th career appearance here. As you take a look at Jeff Adler working his way through his second set. He was second was Chandler Smith at the 2022 Rogue Invitational. As Jeff Adler heads back for his 3rd and final set of bar muscle-ups. Fittest man on earth, making his 3rd career appearance here at the Rogue Invitational, where he has finished 3rd both times. Meanwhile, Pat Vellner is now 5 reps away from finishing up his final set of bar muscle-ups.
And we're going to see something if we get an opportunity to see all the athletes jump up on the log at the same time. But Jeff really sends his chest and head through his arms every time he reloads for a rep. Pat's doing a better job at keeping his torso more vertical, almost turned up toward the log, and it displaces his hands less and less every rep. Chandler Smith also is doing a great job of this, and this is allowing both the athletes on the right to link together bigger sets than Jeff is on the left.
Meanwhile, Ricky Garrard looks like he's going to hang on for the event win here. His time to beat has now passed, so Ricky Garrard is going to pocket 100 points as Pat Vellner gets underneath the barbell for the final time. Brent Fikowski on the right side, he's finishing up his 2nd set. Here comes Chandler Smith. One rep left for Pat Vellner as he looks to take the heat. And Vellner is done. And we will see where that will rank him overall in this event. And that's some flair for Pat Vellner. Don't actually get to see a lot of that crossing the finish line. Here comes Chandler Smith in 2nd place in the heat. So 6:47.90 for Vellner. Smith is in just under 7 minutes. Now Jeff Adler looks to be the next man to finish.
These athletes make these back squats look a lot lighter than they really are.
375 on that barbell, and Adler is in. 3rd place in the heat, 7:23.34 seconds. So once again, it's going to be Ricky Garrard who gets the event win. Roman Krennikov on his final set of back squats. Rowan is across the finish line. He'll take 4th place in the heat. 7:50.49 seconds. Now Jay Crouch is in. 5 men, make it 4 men still out on the competition floor. Jonakoski not in this heat. If you're just joining us, he was forced to withdraw from the competition. He injured his ankle last night in Texas Heavy. Lazar Jukic, bottom of your screen, now into the squat for the final time. Brent Fikowski looking to close things out inside that 9-minute time cap.
Yes, Sean, we watched Roman finish just moments ago, but immediately he raised his hand to the crowd. His right hand has a pretty significant tear right at the base of his palm. You wonder what kind of significance that'll carry as we work our way through the event and through the weekend.
And that's good to see as Lazar Jukic comes across. Roman Krennikov and Jeff Adler sharing a little bit of a laugh there. As now Dallin Pepper is going to be time capped along with Brent Fikowski. Pat Vellner is going to win the heat, 6:47.90 seconds, but it's Ricky Garrard from heat number 1 who's going to win the event at 6 minutes, 20 seconds.
Extremely impressive for him, for us to watch him do that execution, have all these athletes know a time to beat, him get a no rep, and then still best Pat by a few seconds here on this particular event. He was moving.
Vellner looking to work his way up the overall standings. In Texas Heavy, he finished 13th out of 20 athletes.
Yeah, this finish certainly puts him in a better position. Like his coach Michelle said, you know, it's a good day for him. Well, he's certainly starting to build some momentum early with the second place finish to kick it off.
Ricky Garrard picks up his first event win of the competition. 6 minutes and 20 seconds as he makes his comeback from that shoulder injury. And let's send it down to Kiki Dixon.
Ricky, last year was your first Rogue Invitational appearance. You were lucky to be able to come back this year and get